Hello, my name is Boyd Nelson, and for the topic I picked, it would be genocide in Bosnia. And I figured out the main ethnic group that was being prosecuted were the Bosnian Muslims, that were also known as the Bosniaks. The Serbia army and the Bosnian Serbs were the dominant group in the area. They were the ones that had the problem and started the genocide. The Bosniaks were mainly Muslims, and the Serbs were mainly Christians. They did not agree with each other's religion, so they used their religion to break people up into different ethnic groups, and that caused more fighting. These groups were in conflict because the Serbs wanted to make this state Serbian dominant, so more Serbian people would live there compared to any other group of people. The Serbs felt that they were being threatened by the Muslims because of the rise of nationalism in the area. The Serbs thought that the Muslims would try to convert more people into being Muslim, and they took offense to that. And I do not believe, for the term ethnic cleansing, I do not believe that would be the right way to describe what happened. Because ethnic cleansing would be pushing a group out of a geographic area. And that's not what happened at all. What happened was people were being killed, people were being murdered, and the people that lived there were being tortured and sexually assaulted, the women and children that were there. So I do not believe it was ethnic cleansing. I believe that they just used that term to try to justify what they did, and I do not believe that that is right at all. And I learned that the genocide in that area lasted from 1992 to 1995. But the worst of it happened from 1992 to 1993. Some of the impacts are that the cities of Sarajevo was subjected to years of siege and bombings. A lot of men and boys were sent to concentration camps, where most of them would be shot and killed or die because they do not have the proper nutrition. And more than 90% of Bosnians now live in homogeneous areas, and more than 100,000 people were murdered. Some actions of the dominant group were slavery in concentration camps, sexual assaulting women and children, torture to men and women and children, sexual assault, which was mainly focused towards the women, and people being shipped away from where they live. Some social conflict patterns that may be related are segregation, because people were divided by their religion and had separate areas where they could live and separate schools that they could attend in many different stores. Acculturalism is another one, and they did this by violence, religious conversion, and forced marriages. If people wanted to live with the Serbs, they had to learn their language and religion. But most of the time, they did not want to live with the Serbs at all. They were forced to, and if they did not, they would either be killed or tortured until they did. And I figured out roughly 2.2 million people were displaced and moved to Western Europe, North America, and many other places to seek asylum. And I was only able to find one safety net organization that helped with everything that was going on, and it was the UN Security Council. By prosecuting the Serbs, they prosecuted them about the genocide that happened and the other war crimes that they have committed. And some things I found most significant about this topic are the amount of people that were killed, tortured, sexually assaulted, and the people that they kept in these concentration camps. Another thing I found significant is how the people were divided by their race and religion, and that started the whole genocide in the first place.